Okay, so just a short little mini lesson for combining like terms. So each of these numbers and variables that are combined between each operation symbol are called a term. So they're each called terms. And in order to simplify my expressions or equations or inequalities, I want to combine the similar terms to make it more simplified, to make it smaller. So number 1, I have 12 times m, so 12m plus 5m squared plus 9m minus 2mn. So in order for it to be a like term, it has to have the exact same variable, and there can't be any differences. So for example, on number 1, I have 12 times m, and I also have 9 times m. So these two are like terms. And then I have 5m squared, but I don't have any other terms that have m squared, so there's nothing I could combine with that. And then I have 2 times m times n, and there are no other terms that have m and n combined. So I have 3 different sets of terms here. So I have 12m plus 9m, and then I have plus a 5m squared, and then I have minus a 2mn. So now I can combine the similar terms and simplify. So 12 plus 9, well, I know 12 plus 9 is 21. So I could simplify that as 21m plus 5m squared minus 2mn. So this would be as simplified as I could get, because nothing else combines. There's nothing else that is a like term. So number 10, I have a 9 times x, 16 times x, and then I have a 10. So 10 is just a number that's not being multiplied, but it is still referred to as a term. So I have 2 terms that are both a number times x, so I could combine those. So 9 plus 16 is 25. So I have 25 total x's, and then that leaves me with a minus 10. I have nothing else that is a like term, so that would be my simplified answer. 25 times x minus 10. Okay, number 3. So I have a 2 times x, a 3 times x, a 6 times x. Next, I just have a 5. So here I could say a 2 because there's no variable with it. And then I have another term without a variable, which is 20. So now I want to rewrite it with the like terms grouped together. So I have 2 times x, and you want to use the sign that's in front of that term. So 2 times x plus 3 times x plus 6 times x. And then I have a plus 5, a minus 2, and a plus 20. So now I can combine. So 2 plus 3 is 5x. Can combine again. So 5x plus 6x would be 11x. And now I can start to combine my other sets of terms. So I have a plus 5 and a minus 2. So if I have a positive 5 and I subtract 2, that leaves me with a positive 3. And then I still have my plus 20. So I can combine this some more. So 11 times x. So if I have 3 and I add 20, I have a positive 23. So 11 times x plus 23 would be my simplified expression. Number 4. So 5 times x, 1x, and 15x, 7, and 10. And then I have a 2x squared. So because I have an exponent here, it cannot be combined with the x terms. So it cannot be combined. So I have 5 times x minus 1 times x plus 15x. And then I have plus 7 plus 10. And then I have minus 2 times x squared. So I want to combine. 5x minus 1x is 4x. And 4x plus 15x is 19 times x. 7 plus 10 would be plus 17. And then minus 2 times x squared. I have nothing to combine with that. So that gives me 19x plus 17 minus 2x squared. And that would be my simplified answer. This can also be written in a different order. Make sure you always keep the sign in front. So typically you'll see expressions written with the higher power, so the higher exponent in the front. So you could also see this written as negative 2 times x squared plus 19x and then plus 17. So your number or your term without any variables would typically go at the end. So it can be written either way. Okay, number 5. I have 2 times a, 1 times a, 3 times b, 2 times b, and then I have 4 times c. So 2a plus a plus 3b minus 2b minus 4c. When you just have variables, so you want to put those in alphabetical order typically. So my a's are going to go in the front. 2a plus 1a would be 3a. 3b minus 2b would be 1b. And then I have nothing to combine with my c terms, so it would be minus 4 times c. Number 6, so I have x squared. I have x. And then I have y's. So 1x squared plus 4x squared plus 3x plus 2y minus y. So 1x squared plus 4x squared would be 5x squared. Nothing to combine with my x term. And then I have 2y minus 1y. So that would be plus 1y. This can't be simplified any further. So that would be my expression. Number 7. So I have x squareds. I have x. I have y and 2y. And then I also have a z. So x squared plus 2x squared plus 4 times x plus y plus 2 times y plus 5 times z. So 1x squared plus 2x squared would be 3x squared. I have nothing to combine with my x terms, so plus 4 times x. I have 1y plus 2y, so that is plus 3y. And then I have nothing to combine with my z, so plus 5 times z. So that is the simplified expression. Number 8. So I want to look for variables first. So I have 19x and 22x. And then I have a 15 and an 18. So then I can combine this down. So 19 times x plus 22 times x, which is 41x. And then 15 plus 18, which will be 33. So I can't combine an x and a number, because those are two different terms. So 41x plus 33 would be my simplified expression. Okay, number 9. I have 1a variable. So next I want to go to b. Or actually I want to go to ab next. Okay, then I have a b squared. I'm just going to use yellow, and then a b. So 4 times a plus 2ab minus 6b squared plus 8b. So if you notice, I only have one term in each color. So that means this cannot be simplified any further. That is my answer. There's nothing to combine. Okay, for 10, I have m plus m. I have one term of mn. Then I have 4 times n and a 1n. So m plus m would be 2m. Nothing to combine with mn. And then I have 4n minus 1n, which would be 3n. So now I have one term of each color, which tells me that I cannot combine any further. Okay, and then a quick review on expanding using the distributive property. So distributive property just means that I have 3 groups of 2x minus 3. So if you think back to when we were working with tape diagrams, that means that I have 3 equal groups, and each group would be labeled 2x minus 3. Two x minus 3 is in each group. So that's the same thing as having 2x minus 3 plus 2x minus 3 plus 2x minus 3. So you could go in and combine these like terms. So I have 2x plus 2x plus 2x, which would give me 6x. And then I have negative 3 minus 3, which would be negative 6. Minus 3 would be negative 9. Okay, so let's look at the distributive property and see what we get. So it means you distribute it to everything inside. So 3 times 2x would be 6x. 3 times 3 is 9. So if you notice, I get the same answer. So I know I did it correctly. Another way, if you want to use like the tape diagrams. So I have 2 terms inside my parentheses. So that means I just need to split this into 2 pieces. And then I have my 3. And my first term is 2 times x. My second term inside, I'm going to take the sign with it. So minus 3 would tell me negative 3. And then you can just multiply. So 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So then you could just add. So 6x plus negative 9, which can also be written as 6x minus 9. So any of those methods would work when you expand linear expressions. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to number 6. So I'm going to use the box method again. It's too high up. I have 2 terms inside my box. So I'm going to split it in half. I have x and positive 2. And I'm multiplying negative 8 by each of those. So negative 8 times x would be negative 8x. And negative 8 times 2 would be negative 16. So my expanded expression would be negative 8x minus 16. Okay, number 2. So I'm just going to factor without drawing a box now. Or, I'm sorry, expand. 2 times 6x. So 2 times 6 is 12. And 2 times x is... 2 times 6 is 12. So that means I have 12 total x's. And 2 times 2 is 4. And then I also have minus a 5x. So like we done previously up here, I want to combine my like terms. So I have a 12x and minus 5x. And then I have a plus 4. So I combine those like terms. 12x minus 5x would be 7x. And then plus 4. So it said expand and simplify. So 7x plus 4 would be your simplified answer. So here we had 6x minus 9. Negative 8x minus 16. Okay, I'm going to do one more like that. I'm not going to go through all of these. So let's do number 5. So I have negative 8 minus 2 times x minus 4. So negative 8. And I want to take this sign in front of this number with me. So negative 2 times x would be negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 4 would be positive 8. So now I have a negative 8 and a positive 8. Then I have a negative 2x. So I want to write my variable first. So negative 2x. And then I want to combine my like terms. So negative 8 plus 8, which would be 0. So I could just simplify this to negative 2 times x. Okay, and last one. 2 times 3x minus 1 minus 3x. So 2 times 3x would be 6x. 2 times negative 1 would be negative 2. Then I have minus 3x. So combine my like terms. I have 6x minus 3x. And then I have a minus 2. So 6x minus 3x is 3x. Minus 2, I have nothing to combine with that. So my simplified expression would be 3x minus 2.